So in the last verse, we discussed that a wise person does not repent, does not torment, does not regret with reference to past. Why did I do? Why didn't I do? If you observe your life, most of the time you think of past. Oh, this should have happened. Oh, that should not have happened. Oh, I made a mistake. I should not have done this. I could have done that. And all the time, always you start thinking about your past. And here, a wise person does not regret. Because whenever you regret, it is completely connected to your memory and ahankara. The ahankara did not accept or not able to accept both ways. And when ahankara is not able to accept, that is how I always look differently. And the more I fight with the memory in the name of regret, the more I strengthen ahankara. That's why I always say psychology does not help in long run. Because if you go to any psychologist in general, there are a few good, especially those who are psychoanalysts. But psychologists in general, some way or other, they encourage, strengthen your ego. Especially Western psychology. So what is Western psychology? You are right. The best example is, this is what I had my problem with few psychologists. Anything happens, they'll say, your childhood problem. That means you are right, your parents were stupid. And for that sake, you have to pay for it, okay? You pay money, you understand? Because your ego is being taken care. And blame goes to poor parents because they have done. And the worst part is, you pay that money, is your parents' money to talk against parents. What a ridiculous way of presenting psychology. Can you see this point? Very rarely you will find out a psychologist who challenges you. Very rare. Always they will make sure that your ego is to be taken care. So that's why this analyzing your past through the psychologist is not going to be healthy in long run. Because I call psychologists are like painkiller. Definitely you need painkiller when there is acute pain. But you cannot continue with painkiller all the time. Because you need to understand this very carefully. Because if you continue with painkiller for a long time, your system is going to collapse. So also psychologist. When there is no one to listen to you, when you feel completely devastated, lonely, rejected, yes, you need a psychologist, no doubt in it. There is someone to listen to, even if you pay for it, nothing wrong in it. At least that fellow pretends to listen to you. Then you are supposed to grow out of it. Don't allow that painkiller to be part of your life. And wherever, whoever makes this painkiller to be part of his or her life, definitely that person cannot grow up in life. I am very clear in this regard. There is no excuse. That's why a wise person does not regret. Whereas if you go to a psychologist, you will only regret. Without regression, there is no psychology, to be very honest. This is what my way of understanding psychology. I may be wrong. Fantastic. Today they are making a real noise, okay? They don't care. At least in Uttarakashi I was able to shout. Here I cannot shout. This is my prarabdha. You go and tell them, please. However, this is my prarabdha. Let us not waste our time. Let us go to the next verse to complete the text today, okay? Oh. Are you able to hear? You people are able to hear also sound? Very unfortunate. Okay, we'll manage it, okay? Naiva bhasam spruset karma mithyopadhimapi swayam kutodhisthanamathyacham iti Vedanta Dindima. Very nicely says, look. Here, if you observe the karma that we do, it has no strength to create any sort of problem for me. Because it's very simple. Karma, the karma has no standpoint. It is exactly like, if you observe the reflection of sun, will it be affected by water? Whether it is a muddy water, like gutter water or Ganges water, will it be affected? Because reflection of sun is untouched, independent of water that is flowing. Can you see this point? Because the pratibimba, the reflection that we see, even though it appears on the surface of water, it has nothing to do with water. So also me, who is reflection of Brahman, has nothing to do with karma and karma phala. Can you see this point? So that is something, karma phala will continue. That's why job is, I continue doing whatever to be done without being affected. in a second, in a fraction of second, I should be able to change. It's like we say, you can see for yourself. Earlier, supposed to be okay. Earlier, when you used to get angry, your anger used to continue for, let us say, weeks. Supposed to be, or months. Now, is it months or weeks? You can say, Swamiji, it has increased. Good, thank you. Little bit reduced, huh? Little reduced. Namesake. That's not healthy, okay? Poco. No. If it is poco, go for poker. Game that. However, you are supposed to reduce. Let anger be there. Earlier you used to get angry for small thing, longer time. Now you should get angry for bigger things, lesser time. Can you see the difference? That is called growth. When that only happens, you will see that this pratibimba, that the reflection, that is me, that appears to in this body-mind complex, is untouched by this body-mind complex. Can you see this point? Whereas a child who does not know, who is too much attached to the reflection of the sun on a river, and suddenly water starts shaking, or the water body shaking or muddy, what the child will say, my son is gone, will cry. Can you see this point? That is what happens. So as a child cries in that way, here also it can happen the same thing. In fact, it happens. So that is what it says, look, action really cannot create any sort of problem, any sort of issues to this reflection that is called awareness, that is reflected in my mind, namely called Sakshi Purusha. Because, remember, this adjuncting or limiting adjunct cannot destroy the substratum, cannot affect the substratum. But the problem is, what we say, adhara, adhya, sambandha, is so complicated, we do not know who is what, like a logician. We all are a logician, okay? It's a very nice point to observe. There is a, the story goes, I don't want to make story longer, only I bring this particular story. Adhara, adhya, sambandha. That what is holding and what is held. So a logician goes to buy oil. So this thought came. So those days, they used to get the oil through the dona means leaf. They will make a cup like in the leaf and bring it. So he's bringing. He said, now, does this hand holds this or how is it? Then he said, definitely hand holds. Okay, fine. Now oil is adhara, holds, or the leaf holds the oil. Because if leaf holds the oil, now let us say there is no oil, the way wind is there, leaf would have flew away. So because there is oil, that's why leaf cup is there. So that means looks like the oil holds the leaf. Then another thought, no, how is it possible? Oil by itself cannot stay. No, leaf really holds the oil. The confusion was so much. Then what did he do? To find out whether really oil holds the leaf or leaf holds the oil. So what he did like this. And you know what happens. Not only oil went away, fell down, also leaf fell down, and he understood where he stands. Background of the story you know better, long thing to discuss. Same thing also happens in our life. This Adhara Adheya looks like so interconnected. I think I am body-mind complex. Also, I know that body-mind complex is me. They are so much intermixed. I myself do not know who is really subtract now. Can you see this point? So in this case, he says beautifully, definitely, the Adhar that is being held cannot destroy the substratum, cannot create any sort of problem to the substratum. Because remember, this body-mind complex or karma or anything cannot affect it. And this is what Vedanta says. That means I need not be affected. I will not be affected with whatever happens. Continuing. Aho smalam mohi atma brahmeti nirvayam srute bhiriro bodhyapi shruyate shruti ranjana. Beautifully way of looking at this particular verse. What we say nicely, if you really try to see this point, that here, aho asmakam. So when I say aho asmakam moehi alam, definitely it is aho. What a wonder. Why? Because asmakam moha, the delusion that we have, the delusion that is being created by us, for us, really, alam, enough. I need to stop it. How long can I continue? And especially when I look at the scripture, that's why we say, look, this Shruti becomes Ranjanam. So Shruti Ranjanam means very pleasing. In fact, it is very soothing for me. For whom? Especially those who look at as Advaita. Whereas for Dvaita, it becomes Bhayam. It becomes the cause of the fear. Those who think of duality, in fact, they will say, Chiva, 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 Chiva. There are different people, different way talks. No, I don't want to listen to all these things. I remember, especially in the Bhakti movement, they will say, I don't mind to be born again and again, to serve the Lord and the people related to the Lord. Especially because I am now in Orissa, so this Orissa soil is like that, okay? I don't mind to be born in the Puri land. And the dust of the Puri should be always on my forehead. Fantastic, continue. Nothing wrong in it. And I am not telling you jokes. I have seen this in my childhood. Those days, because very difficult to go to Puri, to come back. By walk, only people used to go. There was no other method. And when first one bus started going, I am just recollecting those days. I am not telling you jokes. When that bus comes from the Puri, there was one bus, direct bus. We used to go and touch the bus, touch the tire of the bus, because this bus has touched the soil of Puri. That was the sentiment. What? Nothing wrong in it. I am not challenging. If anybody listens to me, they will kill me. You okay? Nowadays, you know what? What I am trying to say is, those who are bhakti oriented, they will say, we don't want to be free. We want to be dasa. So dasa means, servant of servant. And in fact, they practice humility. There are different groups. Like, one person, this is what everywhere jokes continues. including with our group also, not that we are free. Like, for example, Pujya Swami used to put this, cover it, okay? That is a Pujya Swamiji, okay? Like this, no? See, look. This is a Pujya Swamiji, okay? Now, okay, why he put that was his point. Now, many of our group, they cover it. That was Pujya Swami's standpoint. Why did it? Why did not do it? That is his point. Hey, don't take this, this video. Now I started covering like this, okay? Looks nice, okay? No doubt in it. Like that. Some Swami puts half, let us know, like knee deep dress. Whole group puts, because that is called humility. And I know one Swami starts riding cycle, because that fellow was riding a cycle. Now whole group starts riding cycle. This is called practicing without knowing what you are doing. So here is being highlighted very carefully that how long can you, means what a wonder. How long can you continue with your moham? Enough. Atma brahmaiti nirbhayam. So when you start listening to this Vedanta Dindima, especially, and what it talks Atma is Brahman. Definitely, fearlessly, when you listen, this is what happens. This becomes what? Please understand. Shruti bheri iva. This drumbeat of Shruti becomes very pleasing to you. Whereas if you look at Atma, he is not Brahman. You get into Byakarana. You get into the Byakarana mode, means grammar mode. And you try to prove that why me is not Brahman. That's why he says, look, if this is the case, Adhyapi Sruyatehe, even now it is being heard, it is continuing. That means how lucky I am to listen to this. And the last verse, Vedanta Veri Shankaraha Prativadi Bhayankaraha Sruyatam Brahmani Scha Srimad Dakshina Mrityanugrahat. Sruyatam Brahmani Srimad Dakshina Mrityanugrahat. Vedanta Veri Shankaraha. Sorry, Vedanta Veri Jhankaraha, not Shankara. Vedanta Veri Jhankaraha. So Jhankara means the sound. The sound of the drum of this Vedanta through different verses, different ways. Prativadi Bhayankaraha. Remember, there are people, when they listen to this Vedantic statement, there is a fear in them. So it becomes frightening to those who are Dvaitavadim, those who believe, do not accept the truth, but they are interested in duality. I am different from God. I want to be servant of God. How can I be? Definitely, for them, it is, they cannot digest it. I cannot be Atma. Everything is good. It is intellectual. After all, it is a theory. You need to practice. So Vedanta is a theory. You need to practice. How to practice? First, practice devotion. Then do karma yoga. You understand? These are the steps, okay? Practice devotion and do karma yoga. And in life, do little of this. Do this, little that. So make a khichdi. So with that khichdi, make your life khichdi. Khichdi means, khichdi is an item, especially very popular in North India. Any ashram you go. Any ashram. That is what a food. Breakfast, you get that. Dinner, definitely you will get that. Sometimes lunch also you get that. So what they do is, khichdi means rice, dal put together, vegetable, anything and everything you can put together and cook it. That is called khichdi. It's very easy to eat. No, not eat. Yeah, okay. Very easy to cook. Nobody can find out what is there, okay? Put everything together, boil it, give it. Fantastic. So like that, life should be khichdi, you understand? And yes, this is a popular food in ashram. In fact, I cannot tell you, let me be very honest. Whichever ashram I go, if I see khichdi, I have my own problem. And the day in Dayananda ashram also there is khichdi, okay? I think weekly once or twice we have dinner khichdi, okay? So we will shout, what is this? Please, no khichdi, we are tired. However, coming back to the point, that along with the khichdi, they give little pickle. That is the worst. So life is like that, make everything little bit, make khichdi, and little bit, some interesting things should happen. And that is how all the religious people move their life. So he says, for them, this becomes what? A frightening, whereas for others, it becomes Shruti Ranjanam, very pleasing. And moreover, remember, this Brahmani, by the follower of the Vedas, only you can listen to this. Shruyata, one may get chance to listen to it. Only Sri Dakshinamurti Anugraha. Only because of the grace of Dakshinamurti. In fact, I hope you remember, we started the horse with Dakshinamurti. And we have discussed in details who is Dakshinamurti and what is Dakshinamurti. Now, with that grace, means both God and teacher's grace, both. Dakshinamurti stands for both God and teacher. So with the God and the teacher's grace, one gets a chance to listen to this text that is ever flowing. With this, the text called Vedanta Dindima is completed. Definitely, we will come up with another text. But before going to the text, tomorrow we will have question answer. Please close your eyes. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.